Achilles' wrath agrees, the direful spring of woes unnumbered heavenly goddess sing, that wrath which hurled to Pluto's gloomy reign the souls of mighty chiefs untimely slain, whose limbs unburied on the naked shore devouring dogs and hungry vultures tore. Since great Achilles and Atrides drove, such was the sovereign doom, and such the will of Jove. Declare, O Muse, in what ill-fated hour sprung the fierce strife, from what offended power Latona's son a dire contagion spread, and heaped the camp with mountains of the dead. The King of men his reverend priest defied, and for the king's offense the people died. For Christ he sought with costly gifts to gain his captive daughter from the victor's chain. Suppliant the venerable Father stands, Apollo's awful ensigns grace his hands. By these he begs, and lowly bending down extends the scepter and the laurel crown. He sued to all, but chief implored for grace the brother kings of Atreus' rural race. Ye kings and warriors, may your vows be crowned, and Troy's proud walls lie level with the ground. May Jove restore you when your toils are o'er, safe to the pleasures of your native shore. But oh, relieve a wretched parent's pain, and give Chryseis to these arms again. If mercy fail, yet let my presence move, and dread avenging Phoebus, son of Jove. The Greeks in shouts their joint assent declare, the priest to reverence and release thee fair. Not so Atrides, he with his kingly pride repulsed the sacred sire, and thus replied: Hence on thy life and fly these hostile plains, nor ask presumptuous what the king detains. Hence with thy laurel crown and golden rod, nor trust too far the ensigns of thy God. Mine is thy daughter priest, and shall remain, and prayers and tears and bribes shall plead in vain, till time shall rifle every youthful grace, and age dismiss her from my cold embrace. In daily labors of the loom employed, or doomed to deck the bed she once enjoyed. Hence then to Argos shall the maid retire, far from her native soil and weeping sire. The trembling priest along the shore returned, and in the anguish of a father mourned. Disconsolate, not daring to complain, silent he wandered by the sounding main, till safe at distance to his God he prays, the God who darts around the world his rays. O Sminthia sprung from fair Latona's line, thou guardian power of Scylla the divine, thou source of light whom Tenedos adores, and whose bright presence gilds thy Chrysa's shores. If ever with wreaths I hung thy sacred fane, or fed with flames with fat of oxen flame, God of the silver bow, thy shafts employ, avenge thy servant and the Greeks destroy. Thus Chrysis prayed, the favoring power attends, and from Olympus's lofty tops descends. Bent was his bow, the Grecian hearts to wound, fierce as he moved, his silver shafts resound. Breathing revenge, a sudden night he spread, and gloomy darkness rolled about his head. The fleet in view, he twanged his deadly bow, and hissing fly the feathered fates below. On mules and dogs the infection first began, and last the vengeful arrows fixed in men. For 9 long nights through all the dusky air, the pyre's thick flaming shot a dismal glare. But ere the 10th revolving day was run, inspired by Juno, Thetis' godlike son, convened to counsel all the Grecian train, for much the goddess mourned her hero slain. The assembly seated, rising over the rest, Achilles thus the king of men addressed. Why leave we not the fatal Trojan shore, and measure back the seas we crossed before? The plague destroying whom the sword would spare. 'Tis time to save the few remains of war, but let some prophet or some sacred sage explore the cause of great Apollo's rage, or learn by the wasteful vengeance to remove, by mystic dreams, for dreams descend from Jove. If broken vows this heavy curse have laid, let altars smoke and hecatombs be paid. So heaven atoned shall dying Greece restore, and Phoebus' dart his burning shafts no more. He said and sat, when Chalcas thus replied, Chalcas the wise, the Grecian priest and guide, that sacred seer whose comprehensive view the past, the present, and the future knew. Uprising slow, the venerable sage thus spoke the prudence and the fears of age. Beloved of Jove, Achilles, wouldst thou know why angry Phoebus bends his fatal bow? First give thy faith and plight a prince's word of sure protection by thy power and sword, for I must speak what wisdom would conceal, and truths invidious to the great reveal. Bold is the task when subjects grown too wise, instruct a monarch where his error lies. For though we deem the short-lived fury past, 'tis sure the mighty will revenge at last. To whom Pallades from thy inmost soul speak what thou knowest, and speak without control, even by that God I swear who rules the day, to whom thy hands the vows of Greece convey, and whose blessed oracles thy lips declare. Long as Achilles breathes this vital air, no daring Greek of all the numerous band against his priest shall lift an impious hand. Not even the chief by whom our hosts are led, the King of kings, shall touch that sacred head. Encouraged thus the blameless man replies, nor vows unpaid, nor slighted sacrifice But he, our chief, provoked the raging pest, Apollo's vengeance on his injured priest. Nor will the gods awake in fury cease. The plague shall spread and funeral fires increase, till the great king without a ransom paid, to her own Christ ascend the black-eyed maid. Perhaps with added sacrifice and prayer, the priest may pardon and the God may spare. The prophet spoke when with a gloomy frown the monarch started from his shining throne. Black choler filled his breast that boiled with ire, and from his eyeballs flashed the living fire. Augur accursed, announcing mischief still, prophet of plagues forever boding ill. Still must that tongue some wounding message bring, and still thy priestly pride provoke thy king. For this our Phoebus' oracles explored, to teach the Greeks to murmur at their lord. For this with falsehood is my honor stained, is heaven offended by a priest profaned, because my prize, my beauteous maid I hold, and heavenly chimes prefer to proffered gold, and maid unmatched in manners as in face, skilled in each art, and crowned with every grace, not half so dear were Clytemnestra's charms, when first her blooming beauties blessed my arms. Yet if the gods demand her, let her sail, our cares are only for the public weal. Let me be deemed the hateful cause of all, and suffer rather than my people fall. The prize, the beauteous prize, I will resign, so dearly valued and so justly mine. But since for common good I yield the fair, my private loss let grateful Greece repair, nor unrewarded let your prince complain, that he alone has fought and bled in vain. Insatiate king, Achilles thus replies, fond of the power but fonder of the prize. Wouldst thou the Greeks their lawful praise should yield, the due reward of many a well-fought field, the spoils of cities razed and warriors slain, we share with justice as with toil we gain, but to resume whatever thy avarice craves, that trick of tyrants may be borne by slaves. Yet if our chief for plunder only fight, the spoils of Iliad shall thy loss requite. Whenever by Jove's decree our conquering powers shall humble to the dust her lofty towers, then thus the king shall I my prize resign, with tame content, and thou possessed of thine. Great as thou art, and like a god in fight, think not to rob me of a soldier's right. At thy demand shall I restore the maid, first let the just equivalent be paid, such as a king might ask, and let it be a treasure worthy her and worthy me. Or grant me this, or with a monarch's claim, this hand shall seize some other captive dame. The mighty Ajax shall his prize resign, Ulysses' spoils, or even thine own, be mine. The man who suffers loudly may complain. In rage he may, but he shall rage in vain. But this, when time requires it, now remains. We launch a bark to plough the watery plains, and waft the sacrifice to Christ's shores, with chosen pilots and with laboring oars. Soon shall the sable ship ascend, and some disputed prince the charge attend. This Christ is king, or Ajax shall fulfill, or wise Ulysses see performed our will. Or if our royal pleasure shall ordain, Achilles his self-conductor over the main. Let fierce Achilles, dreadful in his rage, the god propitiate and the pest assuage. At this Pelides, frowning stern, replied, O tyrant armed with insolence and pride, inglorious slave to interest, ever joined with fraud unworthy of a royal mind. What generous Greek, obedient to thy word, shall form an ambush or shall lift the sword? What cause have I to war at thy decree? The distant Trojans never injured me. To Pythia's realms no hostile troops they led. Safe in her vales my warlike coursers fed. Far hence removed the horse resounding mane, and walls of rock secure my native reign, whose fruitful soil luxuriant harvests grace, rich in her fruits and in her martial race. Hither we sailed a voluntary throng, to avenge a private, not a public wrong. What else to Troy the assembled nations draws, but thine ungrateful and thy brother's cause? Is this the pay our blood and toils deserve, disgraced and injured by the man we serve? Due to the deeds of many a dreadful day, and darest thou threat to snatch my prize away? A prize as small, O tyrant, matched with thine, as thy own actions if compared to mine. Thine in each conquest is the wealthy prey, the mine the sweat and danger of the day. Some trivial present to my ships I bear, or bearing praises pay the wounds of war. But no, proud monarch, I'm thy slave no more. My feet shall waft me to Thessalia's shore, left by Achilles on the Trojan plain. What spoils, what conquest shall Atrides gain? To this the king, fly, mighty warrior, fly. Thy aid we need not, and thy threats defy. There want not chiefs in such a cause to fight, and Jove himself shall guard a monarch's right. Of all the kings, the gods' distinguished care, to power superior none such hatred bear. Strife and debate thy restless soul employ, and wars and horrors are thy savage joy. If thou hast strength, 'twas heaven that strength bestowed, for no vain man thy valor is from God. Haste, launch thy vessels, fly with speed away. Rule thy own realms with arbitrary sway. I heed thee not, but prize at equal rate thy short-lived friendship and thy groundless hate. Go threat thy earth-born myrmidons, but here 'tis mine to threaten, prince, and thine to fear. Know if the god the beauteous maid demand, my bark shall waft her to her native land. But then prepare, imperious prince, prepare, fierce as thou art, to yield the captive fair. Even in thy tent I'll seize the blooming prize, thy loved Briseis with the radiant eyes. Hence thou shalt prove my might and curse the hour thou stoodest a rival to imperial power. And hence to all our hosts it shall be known that kings are subject to the gods alone. Achilles heard with grief and rage oppressed, his heart swelled high and labored in his breast. Distracting thoughts by turns his bosom ruled, now fired by wrath and now by reason cooled. That prompts his hand to draw the deadly sword, force through the Greeks and pierce their haughty lord. This whispers soft his vengeance to control, and calm the rising tempest of his soul. Just as in anguish of suspense he stayed, while half unsheathed appeared the glittering blade, Minerva swift descended from above, sent by the sister and the wife of Jove. For both the princes claimed her equal care, behind she stood and by the golden hair Achilles seized him, alone confessed. A sable cloud concealed her from the rest. He sees and said into the goddess cries, known by the flames that sparkle from her eyes. Descends Minerva in her guardian care, a heavenly witness of the wrongs I bear. From Atreus' son, then let those eyes that view the daring crime behold the vengeance too. Forbear, the progeny of Jove replies, to calm thy fury I forsake the skies. Let great Achilles to the gods resigned, to reason yield the empire o'er his mind. By awful Juno is this command given, the king and you are both the care of heaven. The force of keen reproaches let him feel, but sheathe obedient thy revenging steel. For I pronounce and trust the heavenly power, thy injured honor has its fated hour, when the proud monarch shall thy arms implore, and bribe thy friendship with a boundless store. Then let revenge no longer bear the sway, command thy passions and the gods obey. To her Pleiades with regardful ear, 'tis just, O goddess, are thy dictates here. Hard as it is, my vengeance I suppress. Those who revere the gods will bless. Then in the sheath return the shining blade, the goddess swift to high Olympus flies, and joins the sacred senate of the skies.